So Kwanro is going to sort of be baffled for defenses, which is why static defenses aren't terribly effective unless you build it right in front of your main, which he probably should have done. Actually, it looks like he's pulling back. So sort of a standoff here. I'm not sure why other players pushing, trying to get in from the bottom there. Not going to be terribly effective. And indeed, here you see the Mulos getting caught off guard a little bit. A lot more Corsairs pumping out now. I guess Cal was just waiting for air units, and you see the group of Scourges from behind the Corsairs. Gonna actually get a lot of hits in on these Corsairs. Foolish here from Cal. He didn't actually move them or attack the Scourges. He worried more about the Mutalists, which might have been a better idea. But he did lose three of his Corsairs, so now he is essentially going to surrender air superiority quickly unless he pulls out some more Corsairs, and that's definitely not a thing you want to do on a map of this size. And lots of lurkers coming in here, but there's that lone zealot you see there, so definitely going to be well aware. But I don't see a robotics facility or support bay, or not support bay, observatory, so not like it would really matter because there's no cannons here, so these lurkers are going to pretty much rip apart this expansion, blow to waste the 600 minerals, or 650, whatever, that Cal used, but some High Templar are going to come in here, going to let off a storm. Nice storm here, but missed a couple of lurkers with that second one. And now, it looks like he has the observer. I don't see it, but oh, there it is. Never mind, I'm blind. So gonna push off back. So only losing one pylon, keeping the expansion. So Kwanro's gonna have to find a way to combat these High Templar now, because the observer was actually in. I didn't expect to see it so soon. I guess Cal was working towards getting Reavers to deal with the Hydralisks already, and you see 3 Archons there now, just kind of sort of destroy these Mutalists, and some Dragoons warping in too. So Cal looking to be quite a bit better in terms of defensives, and what's the word I'm looking for? Adaptability. There you go. So indeed, very few forces, and indeed, as you all know, Protoss actually looks like a drop going. Oh no, they're not speed upgraded. They're probably just moving that out of the way so we can see. But not a lot of forces here from Kwanro, focusing on those lurkers. Not going to be too effective, really. Storm going off on all the lurkers, going to destroy most of them. And then Sunken's going down. I see a GG imminent here. Lots of Archons, lots of Dragoons, and of course, Protoss units are much stronger, and just so many more of them right now. Archons running away, repositioning. It looks like Kwanro was trying to fool Cal with a drop. I think it worked to some degree, but again, the storm going off on all the drones, nice, taking out a lot of resources and resource gatherers and whatnot, and the observer dying now. So from the Scourges, so definitely not going to be able to deal with these lurkers as effectively. But I think there was another observer in his base. I'm not sure where it is, but we'll have to see. And that High Templar dying now, so these lone Dragoons going to just try and fight off these lurkers and wait, stall for some reinforcements which are coming in now. And these Zerglings trying to do something against the... trying to do something against these Dragoons while these lurkers can push out and secure more of a better defensive position on that ridge, or the ramp. So Cal now sort of having to regroup and retrain all his units. Now you see there, he has a couple of gateways down on the bottom of the ramp. I'm not sure why he decided to do that. I guess space him out more, give himself more time. I'm not really sure. Anyways, so it looks like there was a third hatchery there at that main. I guess it was kind of late, and I think the hive was already up, so we might see some defilers because of all these Dragoons. But again, Storm very effective against defilers because basically the units all hide under the swarm, and then the storm goes off and then kills all the swarm units in the swarm, rather. So yeah, so those Scourges are sort of floating out there. No overlords to help. A large group of speed upgraded zealots coming in to deal with these Zerglings, which is exactly what Cal needs, or else the Dragoons would be pretty much destroyed. But the Scourges are still sitting out there, not with the Overlord to spot the Observer. I'm not sure. Both players sort of switching around units a lot, going sort of a mixed build, but I do feel Cal is sitting in a bit of a better position. He does have, he is Protoss, so he doesn't need as many bases as Kwanro does to hold this, and Kwanro only has 2. It looks like he's actually sitting in the corners. The sort of the 2 o'clock and the 4 o'clock corners. He is expanding in the 2 o'clock. I think he's expanding in the 4 o'clock as well, or that might be just a drone. It's sort of off the middle line. So, but again, like I said, Protoss doesn't need the same expansions, and indeed a couple more hatcheries. I think that's actually 5 or 6 at the main, including the lair, or the hive rather, and indeed just a pylon there with some Zerglings. So going to take that out and possibly going to look to take that expansion down there at the bottom. So, and leaving some Zerglings for the Zealot that's venturing out. But again, these units all over the map, looking to take more expansions. It looks like Cal already has that mineral only just sort of to the east of his main. So players going into this sort of more of a macro mode, but I'm not sure. Cal's definitely in a better position. If he finds all these lone hatcheries and takes them out, he's easily going to be able to take this game because of the waste minerals. And it looks like the speed upgrade Zealot's going to be able to take it out. Zerglings coming in for backup, but counter reinforcements coming in for Cal, so going to be able to pretty much destroy this. Looks like they're going to actually meet out in front. That hatchery looks like it's going to go down another battle here. Lots of lurkers and zealots and zerglings and dragoons, but a High Templar coming in here with the Archon. So going to pretty much, and indeed that hatchery already dying. So it looks like Cal's going to sweep up this battle here, taking out that mineral only. I'm surprised there was a lot of expansion. They didn't show them. I'm guessing the spectator wasn't really caring or whatever is the case. You see a rather large battle here. Actually, both players sort of weak on the units. You see a lot of lurkers bear there. I'm not sure why Kwanro's leaving them. I'm guessing he's afraid of a sort of a two-pronged attack, and a storm going off on like 2 Zerglings. A bit of a waste there, but I guess he wanted to just morph the Archon just in case Mutalisk came in, because he doesn't have a lot of dragoons and he has a lot more zealots. I think he has 2 observers with him, so these lurkers won't be too much of a problem. But the Defiler Den now up, and that is Canals, and finally the speed upgrade with a carrier capacity. So it looks like Kwanro's going to go for a big drop here, which would be effective if he goes for it sooner rather than later, because Kwanro, or Cal rather, has got his forces sort of just sitting out there, split up. Now going in for a push. Clever using that sort of observer to spot all the units moving out and now being pulled back. But I think they're going to be slightly too late for them to really damage, because the reinforcements that were coming around the other side for Cal already arrived. So Kwanro is going to be in a really bad position. I do think he's going to end up GGing soon. Lots of Zerg blood everywhere. Not a whole lot of plasma. Some more Zerglings come in here, but I mean, just too many High Templars and way too many Archons that the Defiler Den ended up not being too useful. But again, as I said, it's never really all that useful against a good storm, and Cal's been pretty good with his storms this game so far. So now pretty much taking out the 3rd expansion now, and a GG indeed. So definitely match is over. Cal goes through to the finals, and I still can't talk, but I hope you enjoyed it.